If there's one thing that everyone desires in anime, it is fights. Everyone wants to watch those fast animations, flashy cuts that get your adrenaline up and running. Well, if you're one of them, be prepared for the 10 best hand combats in anime. And I've also brought 2 or more anime that you probably haven't heard of, so stay till the end to know all of them. Number 10. Sota vs Iron Swords in Real Drive. One of the sci-fi shows from the late 2000s provided its audience with as early as 5th episode with some really amazing hand-to-hand combat. In this episode, we have Sota, a flunk who takes on the Iron Swords as seen on the screen. He starts seeing glimpses of his defeat, which exactly isn't the recipe for a winning fighter. Anyhow, Sota gets to show some of his cool moves and with some luck and intervention manages to win the battle. Again, overall Real Drive is a nice show with some really cool combats and visuals. I wouldn't go so far as to say it is underrated, but it is a pretty decent show. Number 9. Kamui vs Hossein in Gintama. Gintama's 141st features this fight between Kagura's brother Kamui versus this giant Hossein. In this battle, he showcases his close combat ability while the action is fast and furious. Both of them are also having a battle of their might and strength. The battle ends in a draw. Well, I don't know about you, mate, but I surely think that Hossein was a lot stronger than his opponent. He could have also been just screwing around with him. All in all, it provided with some real good action. Number 8. Birdie vs Nataru in Birdie the Mighty. I think that Birdie the Mighty is a pretty underrated show. It's fun and has a lot of action. A little outdated as compared to the modern standards, but it shouldn't distract you from its awesome fighting scenes and visual as you see here. Now this fight caught my eye particularly because for some reasons such as the high octane action and just how dynamic it looks. In this battle, you have opponents who engage in a hand-to-hand combat in a ruined city that adds a really nice background touch to it. This was actually the fight that gave inspiration for the last fight in Man of Steel. This is just a theory, but it might as well be true. Number 7. Mashiba vs Kimura in Hajime no Ippo. Now, I'm pretty sure that many Hajime no Ippo fans would agree with me when I would say that it is one of the greatest, if not the best character arcs in the anime series. I feel like this is one of the most underrated fights in the series, taking into account Kimura's drive and determination. Hajime no Ippo is one of those anime that also has a lot of amazing hand-to-hand combats. In this fight between Kimura and Mashiba, it is born on the highlight of the execution arc and the best techniques that are showcased between these two combatants. Even though Mashiba wins the battle by an inch, Kimura earned many fans for his excellent showing in Hajime no Ippo's OVA. Number 6. Oma vs Ryan in Kengan Ashura. Next up, we have a battle from the series from Kengan Ashura. Well, if you're one who watches this anime, I'm pretty sure you have at least one fight to remember, and this one's mine. The battle against Oma and Ryan happens in the second round of the Kengan Annihilation Tournament. The battle turned out somewhat like you would expect. In the beginning, Ryan finds himself pressurized by the mighty attacks of Oma. However, it isn't too long before the beast turns the table with one hell of a blow in return. Back and forth exchange with combatants releasing power after power ends with Oma clutching the victory. If you are one who is craving for some real intense fighting anime, I would highly recommend this anime, or probably one of the very next series. Number 5. Spec vs Hanayama in Baki. Baki 2018 showcases some of the most outrageous fight sequences, and this fight here is an example of the series it brings to the table. The battle is just incredible. I mean, look at it. How would I explain this battle between Spec and Hanyama? The trade blows, but it actually felt like a battle between two giants. The two chunks of muscle take on each other to the limit. While showing off some absurd techniques, this goes on for a while before Hanyama dominates him to the point where Spec surrenders to him. This fight do look like edging towards the JoJo territory, but all in all, it's a real good martial arts series. Number 4. Eren vs Reiner in Attack on Titan. One of the key moments can be seen in second season of Attack on Titan, where Eren takes on Reiner in their Titan forms. Emotions already running high thanks to the revelation of the identities of these colossal and armored Titans. This battle is a high adrenaline one as the Titans clash. As we see in this episode, Eren being bludgeoned by his opponent, but this tactic doesn't stick around with Reiner this time around. They don't call him the armored titan for nothing. At this point, Eren has all the advantage in the world, but thanks to his training with Annie that gave him that little bit advantage, which ultimately led him to win the battle. Number 3. Saitama vs Boros in One Punch Man. This is one of my all-time favorites. Capping off with an excellent first season was the final battle between Saitama and Boros, who is the leader of the invasion forces also responsible for destruction of a city through dark matter thieves. Boris is already bored that he has no competition, having grown so strong. It is also similar for Saitama. If you recall it, as you know, he can finish any battle with just a punch. Having Saitama face off against Boris in the first season seems to have given a huge boost in the audience, as it was a match made in heaven. This fight delivers some of the best action scenes and sequences in the modern anime history. You can really feel the destructive power and the effects in the fight. Despite all this, I have kept it third in my list because it isn't actually a fight for Saitama. Come on, who are we kidding? There's no contender who is competitive enough to actually give a fight for Saitama. Number 2. Naruto and Sasuke vs Momoshiki in Boruto. It's been a long time, but we finally get to see Naruto and Sasuke in action in the anime Boruto. This time they don't fight each other like we have been accustomed to. Naruto and Sasuke team up against a member of the Otsutsuki clan. Nostalgia aside, I honestly think this is one of the better fights in the series. The battle is so intense and mind-blowing, not to mention the soundtrack that also adds up to it, which makes it one of the best. The chemistry between the duo and the animation for this fight simply sets it apart from the rest. Honestly, I feel that's something only a few anime can replicate. I know that Boruto doesn't stand out too well as a sequel to Naruto, but I really think that it has some really well animated fights and many amazing action sequences and emotional fights that Boruto has to offer. Number 1. Oya's one-man army fight in Hitori no Shita Season 3. When it comes to fights, we always expect to see made-up attacks or other mundane attacks and becoming grand. But not here. In this battle, we see something different. In this battle from Hitori no Shita, we see some of the smoothest animation from anime that comes out in recent years. It's very rare that we see any anime having Tai Chi being used in combat these days. But this anime did a really amazing job in showing us how cool the martial art is while showing off some slick and effective moves. Kudos to this team for taking one of the most underrated arts and making it look slick and amazing at the same time. As Oya takes on everyone, I'm pretty sure that martial enthusiasts will really enjoy this episode, that too with the accuracy and choreography. Well, that's it for this video. These are some of the best hand combats in my opinion, and hope that you too have found a new anime to watch. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe for more and stay tuned, and peace.